You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows like the one you're about to enjoy, visit electronicmediacollective.com. And now, our feature presentation.
Howdy do, buckaroos, and welcome to Comics with My Kids podcast, the official podcast for the comicscornerbox.blogspot.com. I'm your host, Matt D, and with me today is...
Melody D.
Logan D.
Alright, Melody, what's on the schedule tonight, kiddo?
We have an advanced copy of Jurassic Jeff, written by...
And drawn.
Written and drawn by Royden Lepp. Is it Lepp?
Yes, it's Lepp.
Lepp. It will be hitting bookstores on May 30th from Random House Books. We are going to keep this
spoiler free, but we will give you our impression of the story. Okay, Dad, could you give the brief rundown of the book?
Alright, my little munchkins. Jeff has one mission and one mission only, to take over the world. Too bad he crash lands on planet Earth a few million years too early. Dinosaurs rule the world, and this completely surprises Jeff. Now, with his new friends Carl, Hungry, and Spike, Jeff tries to find the leader of the planet in his attempt to take over the world. But when Jeff's search for their leader brings big surprises, will this alien be able to complete his invasion? So, Melody, can you tell us what you thought of the character Jeff? And a little bit about what your first impressions of this little green man?
Well, first thing about Jeff, he is a little green alien that came from a random planet, and I like this book most from all the funny things on Jeff's adventures, because he can go through some funny things about some of the stuff he did on his planet, his original home for the aliens.
Okay.
I don't really know how to say.
What about you, Logan? Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you thought about Jeff?
He makes pictures.
I think he's a funny little green man, and if he had landed during this time with the introduction he gave, I think that he'd get attacked, because he said, "I do not come in peace, taking you to your leader." Why would they just take him to their leader?
Good point. Good question.
Because I know if he lived in my backyard and said that, I don't really know how I'd react.
Gotcha.
I'd give a little blank for a minute.
All right, Melly. Well, what else can you tell me about Jeff's three friends?
Well, Carl, he is a dinosaur. They're all dinosaurs. Carl is the orange one, and I would consider him probably the smartest one in the group. Then, Hungry, he is pretty funny. He's the blue one, and Spike is, I would want to say, the goofiest one of the group, because he can't talk, so he's kind of funny just by licking things around.
To me, Spike is like the dog of the group.
That is true. He does come off kind of like the family pet. So what kind of dinosaur do you think Carl is, Logan?
I can't remember the name of it. I used to study dinosaurs a lot, because he looks like a velociraptor, but he's got that weird spiky thing across his back.
What about you, Mel? What do you think Carl is?
I'm trying to think of the name. It's something Saurus.
Well, they're all sauruses. They're all dinosaurs.
Except for the
Does anybody remember what dinosaur means?
giant lizard.
I thought it was thunder lizard.
Yes.
I thought it was huge lizard.
Maybe it was ugly lizard.
Oh.
Nah.
All right. Well, then, so what
Maybe
about...
it was vicious lizard.
So who do you think Hungry was? If Spike was more like a pet, what would you say? What kind of dinosaur do you think Hungry is?
Hungry is a T-Rex.
Yeah, he looks a lot like a T-Rex if you ask me.
Gotcha.
Wait, no, there's another name for it. They have all these crazy names for dinosaurs. Because he's basically a T-Rex with horns.
Yeah, that is kind of an interesting character. All right, so then how does the story kind of progress? How does Jeff crash land on planet Earth?
Well, his ship, I want to say it runs out of battery. So he falls onto Earth and his thing crashes. His ship crashes. And Logan's going to resume from that.
Okay, Logan.
So you're going to edit this part out, Dad. But in your thing, try to remember that his hyperdrive fell out.
Oh, it's hyperdrive.
Because that's what book 2 is based off of.
How do you know book 2 is based off of it?
Because I read it. They're on their way to the mountain.
Oh.
To get his thing back.
Oh, there is a second book coming out, huh?
Yeah, I see it on the back when the cover comes out.
I see.
When the copy comes out.
Well, that's good to know because so far I'm liking this book. All right, his ship breaks down. He loses his battery. What do we learn about his battery? What kind of leads into that?
He can't breathe air, so he has to use a helm. Well, he can't breathe oxygen. He can breathe some air, but he can't breathe oxygen. So, he has to use a battery in his wristband, and
okay, so
that
for the listener,
gives him air.
Logan is miming something. So why don't you go ahead and tell us what you got on your mind there, buddy?
He breathes nitrogen.
Yeah.
It's kind of important.
By the way, if you don't know what nitrogen is, ask a parent. Because I don't.
Nitrogen actually is the largest part of what we have in our atmosphere. So it's kind of funny that only he can breathe nitrogen because we have a lot of nitrogen in our atmosphere.
We breathe it.
Yeah.
We exhale nitrogen.
No, we exhale carbon
dioxide.
If I breathe in and then breathe out at Melody.
I don't want this to be a biology class. Can we focus?
Yeah, let's focus on the story. So now that you've kind of told us what happened, how Jeff crash landed on Earth, we learned that he runs into Carl and Hungry
and Spike. It's a lot of ends.
He tells them, take me to your leader. So where do they take him to? Do they take him to another dinosaur?
Nope.
Well, can you elaborate? Tell us what happened.
They took him through a bunch of mountains where he got caught by this weird mosquito-looking thing. He was taken to a different dinosaur where he uses pastry techniques. Pastry techniques. I want to try the pastry. He did a fish pastry, and Carl had got eaten by a weird lizard-looking thing, and they managed to get him out. So then they had continued towards the mountains.
Okay.
And
well, I don't want you giving away too much of the story because we want to keep this spoiler-free. Remember?
They did find him at the end of the book. Okay. So.
Okay.
Now what, Logan? You're suffocating.
All right, Logan.
They did not take a direct route there. They took the scenic route to show him around the planet he was supposed to conquer.
Oh yes, because they like taking the scenic route.
Yes.
So, what other interesting things did you like about the book?
Fish head.
Fish head. Well, they do mention in the back of the book about fish. Is there anything you want to tell the listener about fish, or do you want to keep that as a surprise for the readers?
I don't see.
I think it'd be okay to say what the fish is like.
I don't care.
Their wise leader is a human that's part fish. Mm-hmm. Yeah, fish on his head. With fish legs. Or not fish legs. Human legs.
Human legs? What is it, Logan?
It's a trout with legs. And it can't swim.
Yeah.
Yes. And it can't breathe. It can't breathe water. It has to breathe air.
Yeah, it can. I don't know why the fish can't swim, but fish can't.
Well, it's the whole scientific theory of evolution, where the fish is actually evolving to walk on land.
Yeah, I want to see fish look like that today.
Yeah.
Fun fact. It mentions it was actually 65, I want to say millions
of years ago.
Of years before the time he was supposed to crash.
No. it doesn't say the time, how long it was before he crashed. It was actually 100 million years early. He reads the year of the Earth.
Right. So he does some carbon dating and he discovers where it is in its, I'd say, evolution.
So chicken nuggets aren't even made yet.
Exactly. So he's like,
How much chicken nuggets?
yeah, there's so many things that
Of course, he's sad because there's no coffee or chicken nuggets. Those are two important things.
Yes, they are. So what are some of the jokes you guys liked? Especially you, Logan. What was some of the jokes you liked?
But there's first off something I want to say if you can't
Okay.
tell by my
Is it
voice.
drippy tongue face? That's Spike.
Jeff, I actually noticed, has a Nintendo Switch.
What?
Because if you go back, Mel, to when he crashed while he was falling, you can see a Nintendo Switch.
Well,
In the plane
I'll
crash.
be- Well, I'll be.
And a Rubik's Cube means trying to...
And
So
you forgot
close.
the seatbelt.
So does that
Oh,
mean
yeah.
that the
Crazy.
Switch and the Rubik's Cube is actually something from the aliens?
Maybe.
What about you, Melly? What kind of jokes did you like?
Well, may not be a joke, but it's kind of funny because he has a translator on him so he can speak different languages. And it started, like, speaking all kinds of different languages. And the one thing I noticed about this is I can see, this right here, hieroglyphics, I want to say it is.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So he started speaking hieroglyphics, which
Interesting.
is pretty cool because I don't know how they would do the art for that. And then I guess he has, what was it called?
Binary. He speaks binary.
Which is kind of funny. And then he has all these little like things you learn in Girl Scouts for ... dash ...
Morse code.
Morse code. And then he also has English and a bunch of other words.
Cool.
Click, 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 click,
All
click.
right.
Greetings.
And on the back, and in the back of the book, if you open it, they actually have a little activity in the back.
You're writing in a different
Saying,
language.
Melody, you're not supposed to
I
say
didn't say
one
one.
Okay.
And you can also draw the dinos.
That's those aren't spoilers. So that's
They are.
And Jeff. Oh, and the after scene is kind of funny.
we'll consider that a spoiler.
It is. Completely. I wouldn't even have told him there was an accident.
Hold on. Because, I see something interesting here that I did not notice in the book before. Well, we can actually tell what Jeff's language is because it says here, learn how to write in Jeff's language. So, all those languages, the first one that he said was his language.
His native tongue. Nice.
Yes.
And what he says right here is
All right. Well,
beep.
so the
I already solved it.
the interesting of the story. What did you guys learn most out of the story of Jeff landing on prehistoric Earth?
That I like jokes.
Yeah. What about you, Mel? What kind of moral did you learn from this story?
Friends have to stick together.
Yeah.
Always forgive.
All right. Well, since this is an advanced copy, I think that we should tell people why they should buy this book and not necessarily put it on our rating system.
Because it's got good jokes.
It's got good jokes. Why else do you think someone should read this?
Well, not so much jokes, it's just more like funny things that
Okay.
happen.
What about you, Mel? What do you think people should read this book?
And it's got an interesting storyline.
I love all the funny things about it.
That's what I just
Okay.
said.
Mostly because Jeff's funny. And then the pictures are really funny. Because trying to picture Spike, I probably picture him as a normal, like, person looking at a picture. He reminds me of a dog.
So, well, since you talked about the art, what did you guys think of the art?
Like it.
What-
It reminds me of, like, a cartoon.
Yeah? Did it remind you of any other books that you've read lately?
Probably Princess Diana Nubia?
So, what about you, Logan? What did you think of the artwork?
Pretty.
Very colorful.
It was.
Yeah.
Eat red ferns.
Anything else you guys want to say about the book, Jurassic Jeff?
Kiwi.
Is that a spoiler or something? Someone should.
No, I saw a kiwi.
That's all we have tonight for Jurassic Jeff, Space Invader, written by Royden Lepp. Due out on May 30th of 2023. Get yourself a copy at your local bookseller, large box store, or Amazon. Thanks, folks, for listening to this episode of Comics with My Kids. Check out more episodes at thecomicscornerbox.blogspot.com.
Leave us a rating or review at Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, or Podchaser.
Follow us on Twitter for all of our episode posts and news at Comics with Kids.
Also, check out our Facebook page, Comics with My Kids.
And finally, you can email our show at comicswithmykidspodcast@gmail.com, and we'll put your name in a drawing for free comics.
Well, Dad, don't forget about our summer reading promotion, where we are posting a list of books we plan on reading this summer. Listeners can write into the show, and we will read their emails or audio clips about the books we are reading.
Oh, yeah. And they can follow along and give their opinions as well.
Yay! And feel free to do podcasts.
And don't forget to pick up your copy of Jurassic Jeff, and it's available on May 30th from Random House Books. Thank you.
Hit Dino. I just now realized he actually hit that thing. I don't even know what that is.
Logan.
Wait, I was on his head.
Hold on, all right. I'm hoping that at least one of these microphones is picking Logan up too, because this thing keeps locking up.
Clickety tickety. You get a switchity.
All
Click
right.
it or ticket.
You're running again, Logan. All right, so all right. So what